Convicted schmurderers Erik and Lyle Menendez have spent over 34 years in prison for the deaths of their parents, but that may all change very soon. Hello, my fam. Perez Hilton here, the queen of all media, the original influencer, and Erik and Lyle are expected in court today for a resentencing hearing. Their future is in the hands of a judge who can decide to set them free. And before we find out their fate, 8 members of the Menendez brothers' family have sat down for an interview with ABC News, including their father's sister. Terry Baralt has given her first interview in decades, and she says it's time. 35 years is a long time. She and the 7 other family members are advocating for their release. Aunt Terry says they are like the boys that I didn't have. It's a whole branch of my family erased. The ones that are gone and the ones that are still paying for it, which were kids. I mean, Lyle was 21 and Erik was 18. Young, but not kids. Aunt Terry is 85 years old and battling colon cancer. She's worried she may not get to see them be released from prison. She says, I have tried to go see them as much as I can, but it's hard because I live in New Jersey and I'm 85. I don't have that much time. When kids are little and they come to you, you fix the problem. I can't help them. There is nothing I can do. Just go visit them and cry when I leave. And then she got emotional and said, this is why I don't give interviews. It's hard. The outcome for the Menendez brothers will not be found out today because at today's hearing, a judge will decide whether to grant the new Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman's motion to withdraw the brothers' resentencing petition. As I've shared with you previously, the new DA has reviewed all of the evidence, and he believes that because the brothers do not take full accountability, he does not recommend them being released. The previous Los Angeles County District Attorney, Jose Gascon, was an advocate for them getting out of prison. Depending on what the judge decides today, another resentencing hearing then may be set for hopefully sometime later in April. The new DA Hochman additionally calls their claims of self-defense lies. At the time last month that the new DA asked the court to withdraw the motion from the previous district attorney who was in support of resentencing, Hochman said, quote, because the brothers persist in telling these lies for the last over 30 years about their self-defense and persist in insisting that they did not suborn or perjure or attempt to suborn perjury, then they do not meet the standards for resentencing. Hochman told ABC last month that he would reconsider resentencing only if the brothers admitted to the full range of their criminal activity and all the lies that they have told about it. In addition to the 8 family members who sat down for this new interview with ABC News, a total of more than 20 Menendez relatives are pushing for the brothers' release, arguing that they did endure horrific abuse, have admitted guilt and apologized, and that they've used their time behind bars for good, to better themselves and also help others. Diane Vandermolen, the cousin of Erik and Lyle Menendez, says that Erik passed a message along to ABC News. She says, quote, they are truly deeply sorry for what they did, and they are profoundly remorseful. They are filled with remorse over what they did, and through that, they have become pretty remarkable people. Resentencing, though, is just one of 3 possible paths to freedom for Erik and Lyle. Another path is their request for clemency from California Governor Gavin Newsom. Newsom announced in February that he was ordering the parole board to conduct a 90-day comprehensive risk assessment investigation into whether Erik and Lyle pose an unreasonable risk to the public if they're granted clemency and released. After the risk assessment, the brothers will appear at an independent parole board hearing on June 13th, Newsom announced on his podcast. The third path for freedom for the Menendez brothers is their habeas corpus petition. They filed that back in 2023 for a review of 2 new pieces of evidence not presented at trial. A letter that Erik Menendez wrote to his cousin 8 months before the murders, detailing his alleged abuse from his father, and allegations from a former boy band member who revealed in 2023 that he was raped by Jose Menendez. This was a former member of Menudo. Jose Menendez was this big music executive and an awful human being. So it is possible that an entire new trial could happen. However, Hochman, the new Los Angeles County District Attorney, has said that he has told the court that he does not support the habeas corpus petition, arguing that the brothers' new evidence wasn't credible or admissible. And really humanizing this story, their Aunt Terry says, as to why she is breaking her silence now and spoke to ABC News, she explains, quote, "For everybody, this is a story. For me, it's very personal." When the ABC News journalists asked the 8 family members if they had any doubt that the brothers were inappropriately abused, they all said no. His own sister thinks that Jose Menendez was guilty of SA. And also ahead of today's hearing, the new Los Angeles County District Attorney, who is opposing their resentencing, who is opposing a new trial, you know what he did? He also gave an interview to Fox News. He can believe what he wants to believe, but why give media interviews about this ahead of time? For political advantage? For optics, I think? But what I'm curious about is, what do you think? I think they did something horrendous. I think it was clearly premeditated. And I also think, like the family has said, 34 plus years is enough, especially given what they all believe really transpired. So, what do you think? Should they be released or resentenced? What do you think should happen? What do you think will happen? Let's discuss it all in the comment section.